I've basically just vowed to Raybot every ballpoint I see.
Yeah,
and hopefully we might see that here as we get into it with West Broadway Grillers versus Nightshade.
All right.
Starting out on Power Control and Choky. And they come out with a Hydra to start.
Okay, Jordan is on the Charger, which is a splatter scope, which is really good. And he's going to have one of those Stingrays, hopefully, to help get the tower in these pushes.
And the first thing I noticed, much more aggressive comp coming here from Nightshade. Having a Booyah Bomb, having a Stingray. The Nautilus is also a very interesting but likable pick.
Yes.
It's so versatile.
Yes, it can really be either a support weapon, a mid weapon, or even work as a frontline weapon at some times.
And the one weapon that I didn't mention, Kairos Jr. here, going off, getting 2 right at the start. That RNG non-existent pretty much, and they're pushing up. Immediately we start to see what it could look like.
Yeah, and they all have their specials. They're all getting ready to push up. Let's see.
It's never a good thing when you're the defending team and you see the attacking team's 3 or 4 specials shining,
just
waiting to be popped.
Yes, that's one of the worst things.
And Jordan with a lovely tap shot dance around that tower. And it's going to be another wipe on the part of West Broadway Grillers.
Yeah, it looks like they got past the checkpoint that they needed to, and they're pushing up, getting ready to go towards the last checkpoint.
And this is not looking too good. Oh, finally we start to see a little bit more than just a trade here and there. Zich, the last one in there for Nightshade, does manage to get that last splat. Backing up a little bit, maybe going to provide a few jumping locations for the teammates. But that could also be pushed on.
Yes. And it looks like their West Broadway Grillers is trying to push up and get towards the tower, but looks like Nightshade is back in it, and they're ready to push up and be aggressive and hold their position on their plat.
Yes. West Broadway Grillers only just now getting Nautilus off of their snipe. It did take a while, and honestly, they need to get a little bit more map control before they continue to move forward.
Yeah, before they continue to push up like that.
When you see Gem using a Junior, obviously the most paint
heavy
happy weapon, can make its own routes and still struggling to move about the map. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, that's definitely not a good sign for pushing up like that. And each team does have a Junior, so they're both kind of trying to utilize their map controls the way that they can.
Zich just not quite able to get away from the T-Tech, but does get traded out thanks to Oculus. Oculus doing a very sneaky thing, hanging on this wall.
Yes, he's just sitting there. He's kind of lurking.
I don't know if they know about him yet, and they're going to have to find out soon because Kairo's armor and flank are going to provide a nice little opening for Oculus to make it in.
Ooh.
I say that midway through, Oculus goes down.
Yep.
Commentator's curse.
Oh, we have, is that the Splatling? He's getting ready.
Kairo is doing a little bit of a dance. It's nice to see this type of aggression from a Junior. I know a lot of people sometimes think Junior, they think only out there to paint, build
support,
special, bomb spam, but it's good to see that there are different styles, different variabilities. I think the wonderful V Splatoon Lily would be very proud of what we just saw there.
Lily would be so proud.
But
wow, Nightshade is doing such a good job at holding this position. They've been, I feel like this whole match, they've been sitting on West Broadway Grillers plat here.
I agree entirely. I think the most we've seen West Broadway Grillers move up is actually now finally that they have a 3-down situation on Nightshade.
Yes.
And I want to see them get all of mid control.
I was just going to say, I want to see them get some map control here in that way. Oh, and with that, with starting to get some map control, that's when they can start getting their picks like that.
And I think the beautiful thing about TC is that that momentum can transfer back over to the other team. You know, you get a wipe or two in there, you get that paint. The other team starts to panic and they're going to start rushing in. Now they are doing a good job of stopping West Broadway Grillers from breaking this first checkpoint just by kind of annoying them here and there with one person, but it's not a group effort.
Yeah, they're not really doing much of pushing in together. So West Broadway Grillers is kind of taking advantage of me. Oh, it looks like the Nautilus here, Zich, he's pushing up. He's doing that thing we're kind of talking about where a Nautilus can be aggressive, but also a support weapon. He's doing a really good job at pushing up.
Absolutely, the aggression coming out. Some people might have backed away with that baller. Zich does not, and does get punished by Davey here.
And he pushed up, he was marked as well, so that's kind of a dead giveaway.
Yes, it is. But the one good thing that Nightshade had going for them by doing that kind of individual rush in, it was killing the clock, and the clock is their friend right here. Only 10 seconds left here.
And they are in the exact position that Nightshade has had them in basically this whole match. So hopefully pushing up here, they're using their specials. They got their inkjet, they have their bubbles.
They got a pick there. They need to get the Nautilus out of the way.
They need to get someone on the tower. They're so close. This is so close. Aw. Oh, man.
That was a wonderful effort, though, from West Broadway Grillers. Nearly pulled it back after looking completely out of the match for, I'd say, at least 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was really good. Nightshade had them pushed up on their basically that whole match, and then they were doing a really good job at pushing back, painting the map, and though they didn't get it, they did a really good job. And
that's a wonderful thing to see. Sometimes in tower control, I think people just panic a little bit too much. They're worried about giving up a few checkpoints here or there, where really they just need to accept that they're going to lose some points to the other team, but come in as a group, wipe them, and then start that push. If they'd done that, a minute or two earlier, then they might have enough time to get that tower to a point of a winning position.
Yeah, I know. Myself, I've been guilty of that. Just pushing in alone. You're like, no, I need to pinpoint the tower. I need to go grab the tower. But in the long run, you kind of need to stop and take a breath and just watch your teammates, everyone get your specials, and try and push in together.
Yes, you do. And hopefully we will see that, because this next map takes a lot of teamwork. Clam Blitz Piranha Pit. It's actually one of my favorite Clam Blitz maps.
Me too.
Yeah?
You think it, like, a lot of people don't like it, but there's something about it I like.
It's the layout, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to immediately go buy your basket to defend.
Yes.
There's many different points of ingress to come back in when you get splatted. And I think that's just a really nice aspect of it. I think a lot of the times people will want to rush out that left side whenever they're getting scored on and just try to dive in on everyone.
Yes.
But a nice little go straight out through mid and then flank around from the right side.
Yeah.
That works really well.
Totally. It seems so simple, but there's something about it that's just, I don't know, I really like it. Once your whole team gets your specials, you can all just push in together with the clam and score in the basket together. I think it's fun.
Clam Blitz, when it's played well, can be very fun. I know I was a doubter of that for a long time, but I have finally come around, I can say.
I don't know if I've come around yet. I'm still debating it.
Well, you and I, we play solo queue a bit too much for our own sanity. That's half the problem.
Yeah, we're stuck in on our streams in Salmon Run. I mean, in Clam Blitz a little bit too much, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of have a little.
It's always on during the rotation. I don't know how it works out that way, but
it really is.
But it should be a wonderful map here. And I'd expect to see the Nautilus making a return, because it is a great Clam Blitz weapon. The juniors will probably still be about. Might see a switch off of Charger. Even though Ray is good on Piranha Pit, it's not the mode for it.
Yeah, it's a little iffy for Clam Blitz, because Clam Blitz is so fast moving. So we'll see if Jordan is still going to be on the Charger here.
Personally, I would always go Bamboo, and I'm hoping to see that. I know 20 Pew Pew out there thinking Piranha Pit, absolute best Bamboozler map in the world.
I didn't even think about that. Yes, Bamboo on this map is awesome. But let's see what they are. Let's see if they throw out a Bamboo. Maybe, I don't know. Ooh, we have a switch from a Hydra to a ballpoint.
And I think, did we just see not a vanilla jet, but actually a custom jet?
Custom jet, that one has missiles, right?
That one has Ray. The vanilla jet is the one with missiles, so that is probably more shocking to me.
Yeah.
I think vanilla jet, underrated, but decent weapon for this mode.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to be able to utilize that special.
And Nightshade actually have come out with an incredibly interesting comp, in my opinion. They have a vanilla tent, a gold arrow spray, 96 gal with armor, and a custom jet. It's bizarre in many ways. I don't think it complements each other, but at the same time,
you never know. All of a sudden.
And I can't argue with the push that's happening
with
here.
the push that they just did.
25 clams ready to go here. They just need to score this one football.
Ooh, and they're going to use those bubbles as a wall there to help the push.
But it looks like it was a little bit too quick. Not enough teammates with the arrow spray there. Oculus going down, trying to get a few more clams in. That's not the ideal push that you want to see from clams.
Yeah, they were able to go score and get 20 points off the board, but they weren't able to kind of capitalize and continue the push with more clams. So they're going to have to regroup, and they're going to have to see what the other team is going to pull out against them.
And I think the most important thing to succeeding in clams is understanding that you want your pushes to be quality. You don't want them to come in quantity.
Yes, exactly. Because the other team can come back now, and then all of a sudden just
They have a free super clam, and
Yep.
we might get to see them use it, but at the same time, Oculus, when the 96 gal hits, it hits hard.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite weapons. It just once it's there, you're done.
Pray to RNGesus.
Yep. Oh, and they have their armor.
But the Nautilus is going to give them a little bit of trouble here, especially with that jump coming in.
Oh, they were able to take him down. And they need more paint pushing up here, but it looks like nice. They got some picks as they were pushed up.
I'm impressed with Cairo so far. You know,
me too.
Two weapons in Junior and Aerospray that you wouldn't expect to be on the front lines, winning every 1v1, but it seems like the majority of the 1v1s we've seen from Cairo have gone successfully.
Yes. Okay, we have West Broadway Grillers trying to regroup again after Nightshade pushed in. They got 10 more points off the board on their end.
And I just want to see them. Well, it looks like they're going to be taking the jump. And there's only going to be one person in the 96 gal to defend this push because Zidge's Brella a little bit out of position on that, trying to go after the football jumper.
Yep. And they tried to put a beacon there so more people could get jumps with clams, but they're just 1 point away, and they weren't able to follow up with any other clams. It looks like Nightshade took them all down.
And that was a necessary stop because I have seen matches on this map that end kind of only 70-71, around that range. Now, I think for either of these teams to sit comfortably, obviously West Broadway Grillers has to score again, but I think Nightshade definitely wants to add a few more points to that board.
Oh, absolutely. They're already there using a baller. I wonder if they're going to have someone try and jump to the baller. It looks like they're right under the basket.
And
yep, and that's exactly what they did.
Jumping in. That's going to be a quick. Oh, well, actually, the second one didn't.
Yeah.
The second one didn't get the jump off. I'm surprised about that.
Yeah, they only had one clam jump in under the basket. They were able to capitalize and get a few more points to push the lead a little bit, but they're going to have to wait and see. Now, West Broadway Grillers has a pity clam that dropped from that push. So, they're going to try and stop it with that ray we were talking about.
Cairo being a nuisance, but at the same time, the reason for that last football not getting scored on Nightshade, or for Nightshade, being so bad is because, at least until this most recent one came in, West Broadway Grillers only needed to score one football to take the lead. Now, Nightshade has actually put together a very good push here.
Yes.
And they have enough clams to get the KO.
Are they going to be able to sneak in? Yes.
Yes, they are.
They did. They snuck in. They finalized that push, and they were able to take that match.
A little bit of sloppiness, I would say, in a few of those pushes, but ultimately that final push showed the quality that can come out when you're working together as a team and everyone is ready to go and score.
Yeah, they proved that you need to take a breath, wait for everyone to gather themselves, everyone get your clams, get your specials, and push in together, and then with that, just like that, they showed us that you can win the match.
And I still can't get over that comp. That comp was so bizarre.
Yeah.
It was a truly strange map. I don't know if they wanted to have the tent shield moving out with the bubbles going through,
and
then the baller passing through that as well. But
because I've been against that many times, and it's so frustrating to be against. So
it's a wall of nightmares is what it is, yes?
Literally a wall of nightmares.
But that will be 2-0 to Nightshade at the moment. They need one more, and Splatoon and Snapper Canal could be a very good map for them as well.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of good aggression coming out from Cairo on the short-range weapons. A little bit of dancing around the zone. They're going to be holding that zone quite a bit, I think.
Oh, yeah. I know Cairo has been doing such a good job at just kind of holding it down, holding the fort down for their teammates while their teammates get their specials, get together. Cairo's there just holding the team in the front lines.
And what I really want to see from West Broadway Grillers is they need to start pairing up a bit better because we're seeing the backliners get rushed down by Cairo. We're seeing the frontliners getting crossfired from Oculus, from Zidge, and it's leaving everyone in a bad spot. There's no one to trade out, really.
Yeah.
So
yeah, totally.
They're fighting 1v2s, and that's never a strategy to win.
Yeah, that's always going to be an issue. I've experienced that plenty of times playing the game myself, so it's much better to group together and try and gather yourselves. I want to see them take a game off of this because they've been like that first tower control match.
Yes.
That could have been it. That could have been it.
It could have been. They could have completely changed the tide of this set. But because Nightshade was able to hold out for that, they're just one match away, and that's such a difficult position, especially when they look. I wouldn't say dominant in that second map, but it came together towards the end.
Yeah, they were just. It was just one of those matches where they just kind of grouped together better.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to see. We can see some action, and West Broadway Grillers can push something out here.
And honestly, I was expecting Pop Gun to come out with, I think a 96 cal is what I see them play more often than not.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah.
Or a remix.
Remix.
Yeah.
Do you see them playing in solo?
I think so.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of players I encountered in solo.
Me too.
The information might not be reliable on this one.
Me too, honestly. Ooh, this is such a fun map to play. I like seeing long-range weapons like Hydras. Oh, exactly.
I like Hydras.
I love seeing Hydra's E-leaders. Oh, and there's a bamboo.
There is
so
a
that's
bamboo.
going to be really interesting to see.
And some Mark III, the bubble fizzy bomb variant.
Oh, okay.
That's a weird one.
I know you are a bamboo connoisseur, so.
I would not say connoisseur. I'm a Mark I connoisseur. The Mark II and Mark III are foreign to me. But initially, we do see Oculus getting another pick off of that opening one. Can't quite get the splashdown, but the 96 gal paints so well that splashdown is not going to be able to hit the zone.
Yes. And let's see. Oh, it looks like their Hydra's taken out. West Broadway Grillers. Now they have 3 down. Nightshade is doing such a good job at holding this aggression and holding the zone on their end.
The disrespect of the stamp to the face, it really just plastered Pop Gun to the wall there. Pun intended. But this is the moment where West Broadway Grillers really needs to slow it down a little bit. Nightshade has so much map control, and I think they want to push all from one area. Maybe Gem goes off on that side to try to wrap around with the flank, but it didn't work out. Gem goes down, Pop Gun going down as well.
Now they have 9 seconds. They're trying to throw out bubbles, get some specials out there.
But there's some counter bubbles too.
Bubbles.
Oh.
They tried the last second there. They were trying to gather their specials. I saw that the majority of them, I think it was 3 of them, had all their specials, but Nightshade just did a really good job at holding that zone and keeping the aggression forward in that map.
And again, sometimes it can just be clock management. It doesn't have to be outright slaying or better painting.
Yes.
You know, you get a few picks at the start. Just shut up shop. That's all you need to do.
I know. A lot of times when I'm playing, it'll be like, no, just hold zone because that's the objective. So don't worry about running off to splat everyone else on the other team. Just try and hold objective and hold the zone. And that's kind of what we saw there. They just put a wall there, and the other team, West Broadway Grillers, wasn't able to get in.